In this video, we'll discuss about the envelope of discrepancy. Now, this envelope of discrepancy was given by Profit. Graphically represents the current concepts of how much change can be produced by treatment modalities. Now, this is a very interesting topic and very easy to understand. Often it looks very complex, but it is easy. So, first of all, you have to know that in envelope of discrepancy, we have three circles. Alright, we have something like this: the inner circle, the middle circle, and the outer circle. So, every circle stands for certain treatment modality. The inner circle stands for orthodontic treatment. The middle circle stands for tooth movement plus growth modification. And the outer circle, it stands for orthodontic surgery. Alright, basically orthodontic treatment alone is camouflage. So by this circle, I will represent the amount of movement that occurs in the tooth just through orthodontic treatment. In the middle circle, I will represent the amount of tooth movement that occurs through tooth movement plus growth modification. And the last one, by orthodontic surgery, the amount of change that is produced in the tooth position. Alright. Now, one more thing to remember is that all these envelopes, all the circles are not symmetrical. All the circles are not symmetrical. Alright. Now we have different envelope of discrepancy for maxilla and for mandible. So first of all, we will refer to the maxilla. In maxilla, you need to remember the numberings. Alright. So remember it as 4, 6, 10. Then here we have 2, 5, 10. Here we have 2, 5, 15. And this is 7, 12, 15. Alright. Now, what do we mean by this? In this, if you see the first circle, 7 and 2, all these readings are in mm. So, 7 mm overjet or retraction is possible, but only 2 mm of protraction is possible. From this, suppose the tooth was first initially at 0, suppose. So we can think of the tooth as being on 0. Suppose the tooth was here. Now if we are protracting it, we are moving it forward. You can only move it forward 2 mm only by orthodontic movement. But to retract it, you can retract it around 7 mm according to the envelope of discrepancy. Now coming to the outer circle. In this outer circle, we can see if the initial tooth was here, so by setback it can go up to 15 mm. But an advancement of only 10 mm is possible only through orthodontic surgery. So we will write about it. 15 mm of setback is possible through orthodontic surgery, whereas an advancement of only 10 mm is possible. Alright. Now we will draw the envelope of discrepancy for the mandible. Now in mandible, you need to again remember the values. The protrusion and intrusion values are same. So here we have 4, 6, 10. Over here we have 2, 5, 15. Then here initially we had 2, 5 and 10. We had 2, 5 and 10. But here you need to remember 5, 10 and 12. And here very different values, 3, 5 and 25 mm. Alright. Now by this also you can understand that retraction of 3 mm is possible, protraction or proclination of 5 mm is possible only by orthodontic movement of the tooth alone. A setback of 25 mm is possible through orthognathic surgery, but only an advancement of 12 mm is possible through orthognathic surgery. Now we will basically draw a table which will tell us the amount of protraction in maxilla and in mandible by orthodontic treatment, that is the inner circle, and by orthodontic treatment plus growth modification, and third one is by orthognathic surgery alone. Now talking about protraction. So the values of protraction over here, if you see, are these 2, 5, 10. Alright, so you will just write them in the table. So 2, 5, 10. The mandible protraction is 5, 10, 12. So you will write them 5, 10, 12. Now if told to write the amount of retraction, how will you write it? By seeing the envelope of discrepancy again. So this is the reason why learning the values is important. So amount of retraction, first we'll talk about mandible. So basically, suppose the tooth is here, we have to retract it. So these are the values. So you'll just copy paste them here, 3, 5 and 25. And for maxilla, we have, suppose here, so we have to retract it 7, 12, 15. So you will write them again 7, 12, 15. Now for intrusion and extrusion. First of all, we'll talk about intrusion. For intrusion, maxilla and mandible. This is the game changer. So first of all, you will write the treatment modalities: orthodontic treatment alone, then orthodontic treatment with growth modification, then via orthognathic surgery. Now if we talk about the mandible first, you have to intrude the tooth. So here the tooth is present and you have to intrude it, means you have to take it downward. Now you must remember whether you're referring to maxilla or mandible. In case if you are talking about maxilla and you have to intrude it, you will move it upward, but in case of mandible, if you have to intrude a mandibular tooth, you will move it downward, general sense. So over here, suppose the tooth is at 0 and you want to intrude the tooth, you want to push it inner. So according to the mandible, if mandible is here and you want to put it inside, so you will talk about these values. So you will write 2, 5 and 15 in this. Alright, but for maxilla, if you are talking about a maxillary tooth and you want to intrude it, so maxilla is something upward and you want to intrude it, so you will talk about the values which are up, 4, 6, 10. Alright, and if you are asked about extrusion in maxilla and mandible, this is first circle, second circle and third circle. Extrusion in mandible, mandible is like this, here is the mandible and here is 0. So you want to extrude it, you want to move it upward, so you will talk about these values. Alright, so 4, 6, 10. But if you have maxilla, so in maxilla, the maxilla is like this and you need to extrude it, you want to take it out, 0, your tooth is present here at 0 and you want to take the tooth out, so you will talk about these values, 2, 5, 15. You want to push it outside, so down values, 2, 5 and 15. So basically what you will, even if you're not able to understand this, an easy way to just remember and mug it up is, you will interchange the values of maxilla intrusion with the values of mandibular extrusion. Then you will interchange the values of mandible intrusion with maxillary extrusion. So this is the envelope of discrepancy. However, all these numerical values are not precise values. So if you like the video, thanks for watching and do subscribe to my channel.